Sean Anders, who I worked with on Daddy's Home 1 and 2, was brave enough to bring 3 children into his home, children that were in foster care. And he had talked to me a little bit about the idea of making this movie during the beginning of Daddy's Home 2, but it was just an idea, and we talked about other ideas in the past. And then basically when he came to me and said, "No, I really want to do this. Are you interested?" I absolutely fell in love with the idea. My wife and I have pretty much now become pretty successful in our business in flipping houses. And, there's always this kind of competition back and forth with her and her sisters about having children, not having children, feeling the pressure of having children. And so, like Sean kind of made an offhand remark to his wife one day about possibly adopting a child. So it'd be like they got it going when they were younger. As soon as she starts to realize that there are so many children in the foster care system who desperately need homes, you can't help but want to explore this and bring as many kids home as possible, not knowing all the different things that you will face bringing children into your home, all the things that they've been through, and just what it takes to kind of bond and connect and become a real family. So as I'm resistant to the idea, but as soon as I see these kids and these beautiful faces, I'm like, oh my God, we have to look into this. And, it's a really becomes this kind of roller coaster of a ride. It starts out pretty good, they're kind of figuring it out. Everybody's getting along. And then, when they mention this at the classes, the annual classes, people think that, they're in for a shock. This is just a honeymoon phase. And of course, it becomes difficult to the point where we're thinking about, well, maybe we got in too far and over our heads. And then, understandably, our oldest foster child is interested in reconnecting with her mom. And so she's constantly pursuing that. And as we kind of realize, that we need them and they need us. And it's just kind of this roller coaster from we don't want to do this to what, no, we have to do this. We are family. It's becoming very emotional, and anytime you make a film, you kind of create this kind of family type environment and atmosphere, and so now getting close to Gustavo and Juliana, and of course having already worked with Isabella, it's like one of those things where it's like it's starting to really feel like family. Yeah, everybody feels completely engaged and a part, an important and intricate part of the process. It's nice to see when like Octavia came or Tig came or Margot came. All these people that come in and they kind of just see that, wow, yeah, you always kind of have this kind of weird family feel to a movie set, but not like this. You know, it's like just being sitting here in the set. I don't feel like I'm sitting on a set right now. You know, I feel like, what are these strangers doing in my living room? You know? Seriously. Every time I talked to him even about the idea before I got the actual script, it was always kind of got emotional. Being a parent, knowing what it's like and how difficult it can be for children in the foster care system, it was always very emotional. But then having read the script and having laughed hysterically and cried quite a bit too, it was one of those things where again finding just making sure that Sean's great when it comes to the tone, and pushing things with humor, but also kind of delivering on an emotional level with audiences that I think will really be satisfying to them. And I have people ultimately feeling really good about having just spent 2 hours and kind of watching the story and hopefully encouraging and inspiring people to look into, you know, children in the foster care system and bringing them home and creating a home for them. I think it's gonna be a very feel-good movie in a time where people need to feel good. People need to be reminded of the importance of family and connecting with others. Working with Tig and Octavia has been amazing. They do that whole good cop, bad cop type of thing, and they're very manipulative and very persuasive. And again, we kind of walk into this thing thinking, okay, we'll kind of adopt one child. Next thing you know, we meet this really kind of cool teenage girl, and they don't tell us that she comes attached with two other younger siblings. I always felt like those were two just fantastic roles, and you see the kind of talent we were able to attract because of what was on the page. But yeah, they're sweet and they're tough and they're smart and they know when to slap you and then when to kind of pick you up and give you a hug and a kiss if you need that too. Working on Daddy's Home 1 and 2, obviously creating such a great bond with both kids in the movie, on and off screen. I was like, well, let me not get too close to the kids, and and of course now it's just like you can't help it. I just think that was. It was just instinctual as the character saying, and now that we've like really started to come together as we've gotten through, the shoot, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's like feel this real connection. With Isabella, with Transformer, it was like always like, okay, well, this is a kid. I don't want to grow too close to anybody. I've had my own family and all this stuff. I've got a job and a mission. That's it. The dynamic is different, both on camera and off camera. He knows exactly what he wants, But again, he'll take in a little extra time when it comes to any of the emotional stuff. But it's just nice to see him continue to mature and grow as a writer and a director. And John has been fantastic. They have a great partnership. So it's nice to see people who just more experienced, more confident in what they want to do and how they want to do it. I still want to learn and explore more, and certainly encourage people to take a look. There's a lot of wonderful children in need of families. It's an amazing thing. Being a family is a very wonderful and rewarding thing, and it can be very difficult and trying at times, with adopted children and with your biological children. So, but the ultimate goal and the ultimate reward and the ultimate, coming together in love is it's a beautiful thing. To be able to go and laugh and cry and be reminded of the importance of family, and if you're in an opportunity to help, there are a lot of wonderful children out there that are in need of a family. But I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of people who are going to laugh and cry and think like, oh my God, and the wheels will start turning.